Mexico stands in well with Gabrielle. There's the horse out. I just can't pick up the colours. All the others are standing in well. Could be La Belle, I'm not sure. No, it's Military Force by the looks of it. I just saw something through the trees. Military Force is coming up. Strong fellow too, Military Force. Alia Fennon, the Premier Apprentice jockey from Rockhampton, who did brilliantly in the state figures last year, is riding Military Force. It goes in and Toy Witty red at the same time. Now, is the rider out of the saddle? I'm not sure. Went up very quickly. The starters on his stand must be right. Red lights blinking away. And they're racing. He got them away perfectly again, Bobby Lyle. Gee, get some great starts here. Towards the inside, Gabrielle was one of the first to break the line, and La Belle is showing a ton of speed, as well as is Nishiko and Toy Winnie's up in that leading bunch. Thorben has got back to be running third to last. Then second last was Military Force, and Breaker's last. He's about 6 lengths off the lead. Along the side they go, 850 metres remaining. Oh, gee, it's busy up front where Nishiko on the outside, but it can't cross at this stage. Leads the way from La Belle. Going around the outside at that stage, Thorben's putting in a run, being followed then by Toy Witty. Gabrielle back on the fence, Military Force, and tailed right off then was the last one, and it's just right out of it, but it's Breaker. Now along the side they go. I suppose they've got about 500 metres remaining here at Gladstone in the second race, and La Belle the inside and Thorben the outside. They're virtually going head and head, but La Belle got away by half a length from Thorben now. About 3 lengths back, the Military Force is closing. 5 or 6 lengths back to Gabrielle, Toy Witty, Nishiko, and Breaker was last. They're in the stretch. La Belle needs Larrily. Thorben's putting it to him, and here on the outside, Military Force is closing in very quickly. There's 3 of them in line as they come down inside the distance, but right on the outside, Military Force has got to the front, and Military Force is drawing away in the closing stages for Talia Fennon. Military Force wins from Thorben. Third goes to La Belle being followed by Toy Witty, Gabrielle, then Nishiko, and Breaker was last. Too good for them. Military Force, Talia Fennon, Angela Stevens. Commenced to run from around about the 500 metres, circled the field, ran to the lead halfway down the straight, and it was all over Red Rover. Lovely big type of gelding this by Bullet Train. Dwarfed its opponents and was too good. Battling on very well was Thorben, who tried his heart out. Kelly Gates. And third placing went to La Belle, who led and just got run down and passed in the straight. So the numbers will read 1, 2 and 7. They're not yet official after the running of race 2.
Just out wide got away okay. Sancy Rose is burning grass in the early part of the event, and Dreamline goes with it. So those two headed off in front here of Cochrane, who gets up to a nice spot on Exactamonte. My Sister Sells Sarandos in behind them. Grey Flash on the fence. Then came Don't Whisper. Strategist is going snagged back now. They were followed by Kieron, and Swahili May is last of all. Coming to the home corner now. They've got 400 to go, and Dreamline's out in front. Strategist, of course, to the centre of the track. Down in the middle there too, coming through is Exactamonte, Sancy Rose, Cochrane bursting through the middle, and Big Flash, and Sarandos right down the outside. Going to the lead now is Cochrane. Out after it is Exactamonte, Sarandos, Big Flash coming through the middle. Big Flash coming at Cochrane, Big Flash! Big Flash got up, beat Cochrane, tight for third. Out wide, you've got Sarandos and Extra Monte. Then back behind them, Swahili.
2-7 a photo Innisfail at Wodonga, 3-star buyer, 410 170, 17 King's Reign $2, 7 Grand Sassy 2-4.
Details official here for the Hahn Super Class B handicap. The winner was number 1 Military Force, Talia Fennon for Angela Stevens, second Thorben, Kelly Gates for Ian Prizeman, third La Belle, which was Anna Richardson for Glenn Richardson. Officially fourth went to number 3, which was Toy Witty, Natalie Summers. Scored by 3/4 of a length, 3/4 by 1 3/4. Lovely big horse, isn't it, when it comes back to the enclosure to the winner's circle, Military Force. Big, strong fellow. So it's 3/4 by 1 3/4. 1:12.56 was the time. Military Force is by Bullet Train from Cassie's Dream. It's raced by J.C. Parker, and it's trained by Angela Stevens, ridden by Talia Fennon. Second Thorben is by Dawn Approach from Fates El Fresco. Beautifully bred, that one. Kelly Gates for In Prizeman, and it's raced by Mrs. M. Prizeman. And the third place getter went to La Belle, who's by Carrara from Blissful Bell. Hannah Richardson rode for Glenn Richardson. It's raced by S.J. Kirk and Mrs. J. S.M. Kirk. And the fourth place getter went to number 3, Toy Witty. It was 3/4 by 1 3/4, 112.56. And the race 3 this afternoon, the scratchings are 5, 10, 11 and 13. 5, 10, 11, 13 scratch from the next race.
Thanks, Tony. Just quickly, I'll grab Talia before he weighs out. He ploughed through that track well, Talia, and finished off nicely.
Yeah, he handled the track really nicely. He had a bit of kickback going on at the start, and then at the 400 he just pulled out and went around him quite easily.
So on the strength of that, do you think he'd make a nice Gladstone horse? Because if they cop the sand here and get through it, they can usually win a couple.
Yeah, definitely. If they can handle the sand, bring them back every day.
All right, thanks, mate.